Hey everybody, welcome back to day 3 of our Holy Week conversations. We're so glad that you can join us digitally, and I can't wait to talk about the story that we're going to look at today from the book of Matthew. And at the end of this, we're going to do another fun activity that you guys can do at home together, and then put it on your door of your bedroom or somewhere that you can see it every day as a reminder of the talk that we had today. So in the story that we're talking about today, just to set the scene, Jesus is having dinner with his closest friends, with some of his disciples, the night that he is going to be arrested. And as they're having dinner, he starts to have a conversation specifically with Peter and tells Peter, one of his closest friends, that before the next morning even comes, Peter is going to deny knowing Jesus 3 separate times. And Jesus makes this bold prediction. And as he tells this to Peter, Peter can't believe the words that are coming out of Jesus' mouth. He thinks that he is so loyal to Jesus, and under no circumstances would he abandon him in a tough situation. But Jesus knows this is coming, and Jesus is going to face a really difficult decision on this very night. He knows that he is going into a really hard situation, and at the same time, his friends won't be there for him. And he has to make a choice if he's going to remain faithful to God in this moment and continue on with the plan that God has set before him. And I know that this situation might be reflective of some things that have happened in our own lives as well. I know I have faced a difficult situation where being faithful to who I am and what I knew was right might mean losing the friends around me in that particular moment. And for me, when I was a kid, I knew I used to play in the neighborhood quite a bit, play at different friends' houses throughout the neighborhood, ride our bikes around doing different activities. But I also knew that there was an expectation from my parents that there was a specific road in our neighborhood that I didn't cross for 2 reasons. It was a busy road and dangerous to cross. And if I did cross that road, it would take me too far from my house, and my parents wanted me to be safe and close to home while still having fun with my friends. And there were a few times where my friends would cross that road to go do something else in a different neighborhood. And I had the decision in front of me. Would I go with my friends, or would I remain faithful to who I was, faithful to the expectations that my parents set in front of me, even though I wouldn't have my friends around in that particular time? And so maybe you have a situation, or have had a situation in the past in your life where you had a difficult decision like that in front of you, but you chose to remain faithful in that moment, chose to remain faithful to who God had made you to be and who you were as a person. So to remind us of this story and remind us of who God has made us to be and who he intends for us to be going forward in our lives, we're gonna do a fun activity. So hopefully you guys have some paper at your house where you can pull out some markers and things like that. And on that piece of paper, each of you should write your name in big bubble letters. And inside of those bubble letters, I want you to write things that God has made you to be, things that God is calling you to be, to remain faithful to him and who he created you to be as a person going forward. And once you've made this as a family, tape it on your door or tape it on the refrigerator, somewhere that you will see it every day as a reminder that God made you as a specific person, and that he intends and wants you to be faithful to who he made you to be. So you can do that, and you can hang it on your door to see it every single day. And as you turn this video off, or as you pause this video, we're gonna have some discussion questions that you can talk about as a family. As you pause this video, I want you to read the scripture from Matthew chapter 26, verses 20 through 35, and then talk about these discussion questions. How do you think Jesus felt as he spoke to Peter? How do you think Peter felt as Jesus spoke to him? And when have you been faithful even when it was hard? Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and we will see you again tomorrow for our Holy Week conversations.